What's up, everybody? It's Heather, the Crochet Witch. We're doing the hashtag movie and stitch tonight. So I have my e-movie, which is The Exorcist. Buckling in for that. This is the version you've never seen. They have like some extra film scenes, some creepier film scenes. I'm playing the movie on the computer at my desk, at my work area. I've got my candle, my newest candle from Bath & Body Works, which is Cherry Crisp, I believe it's called. And it is very cherry. If you like cherry scented, it's very cherry-ish. Got my Diet Pepsi ready to go. And here's my work bag down here, my Bon Jovi work bag. I think I will be joining some squares today to get an idea of how big, and I'm doing that continuous join, to get an idea of how big I'm going to end up wanting it. But it has been a dark and stormy night tonight. It is the perfect setting for this scary movie. And we're going to jump into it and get it up on full screen and all, and then we're going to jump in. And yeah, if you guys watch it, let me know. If you watched a different e-movie because you don't want to be scared, let me know. And yeah, I'll be back after the movie and we will chat about my project, chat about the movie, hang out for a little bit. It's always good to hang out after a scary movie, right? Alright guys, I'll be back in a bit. Hey guys, it's Heather, the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the hashtag movie and stitch collab. This is for the letter E and the reveal for the letter F. Yeah, just making sure. So if you are not familiar with the movie and stitch collab, it was started, I believe, by Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast, and it was originally her and a couple other YouTubers who will all be linked below since they are the originators of the idea, but they invited others to join in, whether from home, whether you're also a podcaster, and do movies also with them. And so I joined the bandwagon. Other people have also, and if you're interested in watching those, if you click the blue hashtag in the video name for this video, it should bring up a whole hashtaggy list of people that are doing it. And yeah, so a lot of people are doing like family movies or just new movies they haven't seen. Some people are doing old favorites that they've already seen. That's kind of along the lines of what I'm doing. Like most of these are movies that I've already seen, but me being me, I am doing A through Z of horror movies. And they are mostly, like I said, horror movies that I've seen, and we are doing a project to go along with it. Now, some people are doing, like, say they're doing a blanket and they're doing colors that they've picked out of like the movie posters or colors from the movie that have struck them, or some people are doing like little amigurumis for each movie that they're watching and reviewing, and other people are just like dedicating a project to work on, which is sort of what I'm doing. To go along with the horror movie theme, I have decided to work on a Halloween like themed blanket that I have been meaning to do for like the last year. I've had the yarn literally sitting down here on this shelf at the bottom just waiting for me to start it, because you know I'm gonna start a Halloween project eventually. And so what I'm doing is I am making solid granny squares. If you see like smoke, like if that is picking up on camera, I can't see because of the light at my end, but if you see smoke, I have incense going and I didn't realize it was going to float directly in our line of view here. So If you see it, there's no fire, there's no spirits, there's no anything funky going on. It's just incense smoke. I do apologize. Anywho, so I am making solid granny squares out of some Halloween-y colors, which I'll show you in just a moment. But they're bordered in other colors, and I am doing just like a continuous join to join them. I have, if you haven't done them before or are interested in the way I do it, I do have a tutorial for the way I make my solid granny squares. I have a tutorial for the continuous join also. I will try to remember to link those down below. If not, they are definitely on my tutorial playlist. Yeah, so what I used. The main color, which is now just this little ball, I have others, but the first skein of it is just this little ball. This is Caron Jumbo, the variegated version of the 1-pounder. And here's the label for it. It's in the color Plum Copper is the name of this right here. And I'm using that for the main body of everything. And then I am bordering each square in one of 3 different colors. And my yarn is living in my Bon Jovi bag. So I'm using this Big Twist Classic yarn, and I'm either bordering it in violet, which is like this really cool, like I've described it as like a neon purple or like a neon dark purple. It's like a witchy purple. I love it. That's one of the colors. And then the other 2 colors that I'm using are just orange and lime, which are the same yarns, basically. This one is technically not the same. This one is no longer available, but it was Big Twist Rainbow. But literally it's the same, like they're all listed as a bulky 5. It's the same yarn, just like it was like remarketed as the Big Twist Classic or something. They're 100% acrylic yarns, and yeah, so they're making up the outside of the blanket. Let me tuck that away and show you. So my solid granny squares look like this, except like I said, there'd be a border. This was not intentional on the 2 sides of this. For some reason, this yarn, no matter where I started it, it just kind of pulled that way. Like this side and this side of all of them are striped, and then the other 2 sides here and here are more like broken up. So I'm not quite sure the math behind that one, or why they do it, or what I've done to, if I have done anything to make it do that. I don't know, but it's doing it. So that was the odd man out, because this week what I decided to do was start joining the squares so I can get an idea of how big. I want like a big cozy watching horror movies cuddled up kind of blanket. So I started the continuous join. See, here's the other 2 color possibilities. And I have a bunch of skeins of Red Heart with Love in just the color black. And this is what's left of what I've joined so far. It wasn't a full skein to start with, but I knew I'd be using that plus more. So here is the join. And I decided to do 6 squares so that by the time I get them sewn together and get a border on, they're going to be quite big enough for me to cuddle up under, possibly with a dog or another person. But just something nice and cuddly. And yeah, so you can really see how the black is in between each one. And like I said, that's just a continuous join. Like I will never use any other kind of join if I can help it. But see, all of them do that striping thing. I don't know why. I do not know why at all. And see, 1 square got put down here. I have to make some more squares next week. So next week will be a making square week, because I don't have any more to join. But yeah, that's what I have so far. Let me pull on this so I don't pull it out. That'd be awful. Imagine just watching your blanket unravel next time you pick it up. Yeah, so I have all that joined, like I said, except for the one leftover straggler here, which will be joined as soon as I make some more green to put in. And yeah, so let's talk about the movie that I was watching when I did this project. Oh, no. First, I also have where the corners join, I also have these applique ghosts that I made. They're so stinking cute. This was the original size with the original hooks. I don't know how well you can see it in the light. I'll show you the skein in a minute, but this is a Red Heart with Love metallic or shimmer or whatever. So there is like an iridescent glow to them. But here's the first set of ghosts. And then I made them slightly bigger. So there's my second set of ghosts. And then I decided to go even bigger, which I still haven't put the eyes on, but here's how big the next set is. And I just figured, like, randomly dispersed around the blanket, I would put these guys so they can haunt my blanket. I have them, and here's, I just had one thing of this Red Heart with Love metallic. It isn't just the colorway white. Let me see if you can, trying to show off the, oh, there it is. See the pretty, it's just like a, it's not a silver streamer through it, but it's just like a iridescent. So I just thought, oh, the ghosts will have a little iridescent glow to them. That'll be cute. So I did it. Now let's talk about the movie. The one that I watched for this was The Exorcist, which was made in like 1973, 1974. And of course, I did a fail and did not bring in the movie case with me today. I usually read the synopsis for you guys. But if you are not familiar with The Exorcist, like I said, the movie was made in like 1973, 1974. And it starred Linda Blair as Regan. They actually pronounced it both ways in the movie. I paid attention to make sure so I would know how to pronounce it. I've always called her Reagan, so we're gonna go with that. But who is just a little girl, and she gets possessed by in the movie, like they say, the possessed being calls himself the devil. However, it is the demon Pazuzu, who this isn't part of the trivia because I don't have like a source for it or whatever. Not that I ever name sources, but I mean, I didn't literally look it up on a thing. It's just something I knew. But Pazuzu is actually, as far as like cultural myths and cultural histories and stuff, he is actually a being. He is a demonic being. He is a Syrian, I think. I think he's Syrian. But he is a demon that, yes, he's a demon, but he protects the welfare of like mothers, like pregnant mothers, pregnant women, and children. I'm not gonna venture a guess as to why, and what old Pazuzu's reasoning is for that, but he does appear in text form from like Sumerian myth. So he is an actual being. It is an actual thing pulled from history. I do have other trivia about the actual movie though, for you guys. See, that I brought with me, thankfully. The first one that I have is members of the cast and crew believed that the set was haunted, so much so that they had an actual priest bless it, because the set caught on fire, and like it was a big devastating fire, except for Reagan's room, where most of the movie takes place there as far as like her possession and her appearance in the movie. that is like the evil bedroom, is actually what the article called it. It caused a 6-week delay in filming. And then also there were 9 different deaths connected to the film. Not all actors in this net, but like just connected. Like Linda Blair's grandpa died during the filming. So like he was connected just via the cast. But then one of the actors died a week after the movie was released. So, and I didn't find like what each person was, but apparently there was 9 different deaths. So the cast and the crew felt like the movie and the set was haunted and cursed. So they had a priest come in and bless it. So, and speaking of the bedroom set was actually refrigerated to make their icy breath realistic. So if you haven't watched it, whenever the priests went into Reagan's room, presumably because of the presence of the demon, the room was just frigid. Like, I think at one point there was like ice crystals on the little girl, even because the room itself was so cold in the movie. And like the priest would walk in and just, you know, they made a big deal to noticeably like and there was cold frozen breath like when you walk outside in wintertime and stuff. And so they wanted it to be so realistic that they refrigerated the room. And like a lot of the cast and the crew members were, there's like photos of them and stuff where they were all bundled up in like winter garb and everything while they were waiting around in there for scenes to like reshoot and things like that. And poor Linda Blair, so this little girl who's like been tied to a bed for most of this movie because of her demonic possession, she was in just like a little nightgown, and apparently she was like the only one who couldn't bundle up, basically. So she was just like freezing for like almost all of her scenes. Like, I feel so bad for her. The film was so scary. This is fact 3. I just kind of like jumped right into that. The film was so scary that theaters had to start handing out sick bags, and there were reports of people fainting from it being so scary. So like me sitting here watching it at my computer, I was like, oh, I could see like if it was dark in the, but like in my opinion, as a horror movie fan, horror movies are always scarier at the theater, in the dark, on the big screen, with, you know, the big booming in stereo sound. I find that they're like, the jump scares are obviously scarier because they're jump scares and they're loud noises or whatever, but like I just find in general it gives a much creepier atmosphere to those of us who get scared and like being scared during movies. So I could imagine in the 70s when, I mean, I know horror movies existed, but like this was supposed to be like the king of all horror movies, you know, up until that time. So I could imagine this like the scariest movie to date or whatever, and here you are at a theater. Like I can't say, I think I've been desensitized enough that I can't say I would like faint or need a sick bag, but I imagine it probably was pretty scary. And yeah, just like that's how scary it was to audiences then. Whether it was that or the hype that you know, and other people saw it, oh, it's so scary, it's the scariest thing ever. But yeah, people were that scared. There was even a guy who fainted, fell out of his chair, and broke his jaw when his like head hit another chair or the floor or whatever. And he sued I think it's Warner Brothers that had the movie, the company anyway that made the movie. He sued them for damages to his body, and they actually settled out of court. So it was like a serious enough thing that they felt they needed to settle it out of court. So plus I imagine they really didn't want the publicity of that. Like, could you imagine how many people got so scared and then they find out like, oh, this guy made money off it. Anyway, I digress. The fourth fact that I have for you, if you watched my Vlogtober facts also, you would know this one, which was The Exorcist was the first horror movie to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. That was at the 1974 Oscars, and it had 10 nominations, but like no other horror movie previously had been nominated for Best Picture specifically. It did not win Best Picture. I didn't look to see what movie did win that year, but I can tell you most likely I would have picked The Exorcist. It did win two of the Oscars. It won for Best Sound, and I can't remember the other one, but it won 2 of the Oscars that it was nominated for. So there you have it. Also worth mentioning, I didn't take any still pictures of it, but there were crochet items. Like at one point when Reagan was first starting to get possessed, she was like cuddled up in this chair, and you know, like she was feeling bad because this demon was just starting to like attack her, and she had this crochet blanket behind her. Like I swear I'm gonna look that up and just to make the Exorcist crochet blanket. But yeah, so there was that. There was like at the end Reagan had a knit hat on. So there was just craft stuff, and it's like a 70s movie. The vibe was very 70s, so of course there was going to be, even like though they were like rich people because like her mom was a movie star and stuff, even though they were well off, there was crochet and knitting around. So cause it was the 70s, like that stuff was everywhere, right? So anyway, so that was my movie. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and let me know if you've watched it or if you've previously watched it and if you liked it. My reveal for my next movie, I feel like for F, that anybody who knows me knows probably what's coming. Hint, hint. It is my favorite, like, multi-movie, bad 80s horror, Jason is my man kind of thing. I am going to watch Friday the 13th. So, I'm sure most of you saw that coming, right? I'm sure you did. I don't know if I'm only going to watch one because I own them all. I'll have to look and see if they're on Netflix or Amazon or anything. I will leave like a link or something down in the description to let you know that there's a place online you can watch them. Like I said, I own them, so there's that. I also haven't decided if I'm going to watch the newer Friday the 13th with Jared Padalecki, the guy that plays in Supernatural as Sam, the brother, Winchester brother. He is in that movie, the remake of it. So I don't know, and I do like that one too. I don't know if I'm going to watch that one. I don't know if I'm going to just start from one and watch like a bunch of them, like binge watch that night. To be determined on that, because like I very thoroughly love and enjoy it. So we shall see. But I guess that way I could get a few more squares done on this blanket. Because I feel like I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to the border. I want to figure out what I'm doing for a border and make it look really cool. And then I'll be making more appliques and such. And I think that'll take some time. So I do want to get the squares going here. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed my chat about The Exorcist and my project. And yeah, like I said, if you're doing this, let me know. Let me know if you have videos for it. Let me know if you're just following from home and doing a project. What are you doing? Feel free to tag me on Instagram if you'd like, or direct message me or email me and show me your project, because I love that kind of stuff. So, and as always, if you are not yet a subscriber, you should consider hitting that button down below and clicking the bell for notifications, because I do put out multiple videos a week. I put out a podcast, I put out shopping videos for yarn, I put out yarn hauls, I do yarn reviews, we just have general chat topics sometimes. Then there's this movie and stitch collab, amongst other collabs that I've done. During the vloggy months, I tend to do vlogs. So yeah, hopefully you will want to join in the fun and join and be part of our little family here, and I will stop rambling and I will let you guys go. I will talk to you later. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.